talk about a type of love that it doesn't come up very much in a spiritual context of Buddhism anyway, and I'm talking about self-love. We talk about metta, unconditional love, and that kind of thing, about putting love out there. But we all really, I think we all recognize that in order for us to properly love and to love others, we have to love ourselves. And I think there can be a weakness in that area for a lot of people if they're not used to it, because we're concentrating so much on, did I love that? Did I love enough? Did I put enough out there? And, we can completely exhaust ourselves, by doing that. There's nothing wrong with doing that, and that's the way we're really brought up, but we do have to love this. We do have to appreciate this, all of this.
I don't think we were ever trained to love ourselves.
Probably not.
When we were growing up, we had to love everybody else, but never was I told to love myself. Never.
Right.
And a lot of the reason is because our parents also didn't love themselves. And so we get that stuff through osmosis from our parents.
Yeah.
So it just keeps going down the line, down the line, until somebody breaks that chain.
Yeah.
Yeah, they never were taught or even talked about loving themselves. I mean, that's kind of a new concept. It really is. Especially where I'm from, it's very stoic, German country, USA, South Dakota, and Germans and Russians, no love, nobody loves nobody. That's fine, that kind of thing. Almost like that anyway. But it's you never found that, and we didn't have this kind of thing. We had churches, a lot of churches, but we never heard about
meditation,
self-love. Oh no meditation, and so there's different aspects of areas that can really help with self-love, and I just want to put those out there a little bit before we do our meditation, and then I'll remind us of them, when we start meditating, to kind of, for the invitation for our meditation. And this is kind of basic. The way I look at a lot of these things is, how do I feel about myself when I wake up in the morning? Because in the morning it's like, a new day, a new me, a new beginning. That's how I often feel in the morning. How do we feel about ourselves in the morning? And check yourself this morning when you wake up. In other words, do we have a healthy relationship with ourselves? And this is what we're talking about. And how do we know that? How do we know whether we have a good relationship? I mean, we can feel good about ourselves. We can feel good about our past, maybe. Do we feel? There's the whole aspect of time, the past, the present, and the future. And usually in the present moment, like any other aspect of life, we feel better. We feel better about what's happening now. At least we should. And that's a good time to kind of to check in too. But what is this relationship? How is this relationship going with ourselves? And is it healthy? And our other relationships, our relationships outside of this, how are they healthy? And do we surround ourselves by other people that respect us? Do we surround ourselves by other people that love us? Which I think is very important. We're kind of brought up thinking like if there's somebody that needs help, and I find this in myself a lot, if there's somebody that needs help, I should be there, to help them. But what about the people that really, really appreciate us for who we are and what we are? Shouldn't we kind of invite them into our world a little bit more, particularly if there is this give and take, and there's this dynamic between us and them, where we really appreciate them, they appreciate us, it really can change a person's life. I think it's very important. Rather than the opposite, where sometimes we can surround ourselves by toxic people. And we often hear that when people have that 9-to-5 job, and they complain about their workmates, and they kind of look at them as toxic people from time to time, negative relationships. So we should take a look at that. And of course, we should take care of ourselves too. This is something that, do we take care of ourselves? This is really an indicator of how much we love ourselves, I believe. And that includes daily meditation. Do we meditate daily? And just the aspect that health comes first. We all might have been, without perfect health, at least for a while, and how devastating it can be. It can change everything, we can love ourselves to death and have, just the best life going, and if we don't have the health, if we neglected something here, it can change like that. So we should take care of ourselves. And how we express ourselves, our opinion is very, very important. Sometimes we are too worried about what other people are thinking about us, that we don't express ourselves the way that we could. And if we truly love ourselves, we'll put it out there. We'll put our beliefs out there. We'll put our opinions out there. Regardless, people's thoughts are really, for the most part, that's just people's thoughts. We shouldn't be too concerned about what they think of us. For the most part. I mean, we don't want to, go off the deep end and the heck with all you people, and I'm going to just live my own life. That's not what I'm talking about. We not being so concerned about how people view us. Because we are who we are, and we're on our own journey. We each have our own journey, and that's one of the main points here. Notice any negative and inner dialogue. We should try to stop it as fast as we can, by noticing that. In other words, replace negative thoughts with positive thoughts, or what we could call positive affirmations, to affirm ourselves that we are, we are good people, and we are, doing the best we can, and just while we do that, be very, very present. And I think it's important to watch out for negative memories, things that have happened in the past that could bring us down some way. We have to learn to drop some of that stuff. Let some of the past go. It's the past. A lot of it, the only person that keeps it alive is ourselves. If we've done something in the past that we're not proud of, let's put it away. As long as we've learned our lessons, there's no reason to hang on to all that stuff. Do we go after what we want in life? Do we pursue our dreams? Do we use our personal inspiration, to really work the magic that it can really work for us? Can we be inspired by ourselves? Does our life inspire us, for more? And a big one, I think we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, the practice of gratitude. And that can be a game changer. It's really a good practice. And this comes up in Buddhism and other practices that we talk about here. But the practice of gratitude, especially when we do it on a daily basis, allows us to feel really blessed for the things that we have. And there's always something to be grateful for. We can always find something to lift us up that has really helped us out, and be grateful for certain people in our lives, and just be grateful for the gifts that we have and the gifts that we can offer others as well. And we should spend more time with ourselves and really learn to appreciate the time that we spend by ourselves. I've been teaching meditation for a long time, and I still meet people that cannot stand to be alone. And it's kind of mind-boggling for me, especially because we know that it's kind of a deterrent. It's a way for people to deter themselves and to distract themselves from what's going on within, from from the inner standpoint. So we should learn to be by ourselves and learn to really enjoy it, because when we really are by ourselves all the time, there's other people around us, but when we're with others that we love, we feel like we're connected to them, and we almost feel like we can absorb into them, and sometimes we wish we could, but from a practical standpoint, we do stand alone. And again, because we are on our own journeys. We should be happy for the success of others. Again, we're on our own paths. We got our own journey, and our achievements are our own. But we should be very, very happy for how other people have, the successes they've had, and use those for lessons for ourselves. It's if we do something wonderful, we want people to. To be happy for our success, so why shouldn't we be happy for theirs? And really, the final one here is to put out positive energy, and this creates positive energy within. Positive energy out, positive energy within. It's like a miracle of life, but it's true, it happens. And sometimes we forget that. We get so drawn into the events of the world and what's happening and seemingly happening in our life, and the pain and suffering of others. But we are, we're on this world. I think we all have a purpose, to be here. We're all here for a reason, whether we've found it and discovered it or not. It's who we are, and that's why we're here. And we should really learn to appreciate, every aspect of us, every aspect of everyone. Be a part of it. So, with those, there's one final thing I wrote here, and I'll save it for the meditation. So we'll do a meditation here, and I will I'll kind of remind us of these different points. And before we start, any other points that I might have left out that anybody could think of? Or did I cover every single one of them?
Well, it's interesting that in metta, it always goes where you send love to yourself first before you send it out to others. But it's not really like, they don't really make kind of a big deal out of it.
Not big enough.
Enough of a big deal out of it, even though it's sort of suggested.
Yeah.
But I think you could miss that is so completely important.
Yeah. Sometimes it's put out there. Bhante G really pointed that out. But it took a whole retreat for him to do it, for me anyway. But, the importance of, loving ourselves first, it's very important. I mean, otherwise it's just kind of almost not real. We're putting out all that energy from a false foundation. I mean, we have to love the foundation. And what do if you can't build a home on sand and expect it to be around for very long. And it's the same way, from the foundation of, do we love ourselves? How much do we love ourselves? And can we love ourselves? And then put it out there. Yeah, that's a really good point. And as far as, this whole aspect of self-love, in Buddhism, that's the only place that I've really, really heard it mentioned is in the practice of metta, and in the beginning of metta, like you said, Terry, that at the that we should love ourselves first and then direct the love, loving kindness outwards. So good. Let's make ourselves comfortable if we can, and we'll do meditation based on this concept of self-love. With the eyes closed, just bring your attention to the body. Notice the breathing if you like. Notice your posture. In other words, direct your attention inward. And the body is the excellent place to do this. Sometimes when we first sit and meditate, we kind of do it mechanically. And it's all right to do that, I think, in the very beginning. We have a method to relax the body and still the mind. That's very important. But I think the reason we meditate is very important too. And I personally feel that meditation is one of the best things that we can do for ourselves. I think for the most part, people that care for themselves and actually love themselves, for the most part, are meditators. And that's why it's such a warming, loving community. To be with others that really love themselves, and that makes it much easier for them to love others and care for others. Because this discipline of meditation is just that. It's a discipline. We all meditate for a particular reason, and there's a good chance that many of us were drawn to meditation because of some anxiety or something that was happening in our life that we thought meditation would help. And then we developed and appreciated the practice so much that we continued even after it had helped us. And I know I've seen meditation help a great deal of number of people a lot. So what a concept it is to love ourselves. And I think a lot of us don't really think about it as much as we should. And that's why I decided to bring it up this evening. To really love ourselves above all others is not a crime, it's not a sin, it's nothing bad. And I think it's probably very, very important. Because we're not good for anybody if we're not good for ourselves. Now, how can you really love another if you can't first love the foundation from where it all begins? So do you feel good about yourself when waking in the morning? Do you feel a genuine appreciation for who you are? Do you have a healthy relationship with you? And whenever you have the opportunity, you should surround yourself with loving thoughts and loving people. People that appreciate you. This will automatically set the tempo and set the cue for you to appreciate yourself. And if there are any kind of toxic people and toxic things in your life, we should slowly learn to filter those out. Including the negative relationships. And so we want to take care of ourselves. And again, including meditation daily, healthy eating, exercise. Our health is very, very important. And just like any kind of strenuous activity or strenuous exercise, we don't always appreciate it while we're doing it, but afterwards we feel wonderful. And that wonderful feeling is an amplification of that feeling that we have for ourselves. We're grateful for the workout that we did, the movement of the body, the nourishment. We feel energized. And this can be true with a lot of aspects of life. Eating healthy, being with others that really care about us, taking care of ourselves. When we're on this journey of self-love, we definitely want to consider our inner dialogue and pay special attention to noticing any negative inner thoughts, inner words, and really learn to recognize it so that we can stop it. Replace negative thoughts with positive thoughts, positive affirmations. If we have been taught as young people not to appreciate ourselves, we should recognize that and understand that it's not a lesson that came from us. It's not a beneficial lesson. It's something that we should rectify and take care of. And these are the ways to do that. And this is one of the reasons that a lot of people are in the situation of not having any self-love or not enough. Because of what they falsely learned as young people. And perhaps this is a time to let those negative lessons go. So we should watch out for negative memories, negative words that were told us, especially in our informative years. Lies. I think every person has a right to go after what they want out of life. For us to really appreciate ourselves, we have to appreciate life itself. And what does life mean to us? How can we get more out of it? We should pursue our dreams. Pursue what inspires us, and perhaps do nothing other than what inspires us, and see where that leads us. What inspires you to get up out of bed in the morning and to get going? Where do you want to be in 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, 5 years, 10 years? Who do you want to be? What do you want to have? Where do you want to be in life? And as mentioned, we must add the practice of gratitude with the practice of self-love. The two go hand in hand. Having gratitude and being grateful for all the things that we've had in life and that is a part of our life is very important. And the opposite of gratitude and being grateful is taking things for granted. So we want to be very careful. We want to spend more time alone in meditation, walking in nature, reading, just spending 5 minutes by ourselves whenever we can really nourish the soul. Can be very beneficial for ourselves and for everyone. And learn to appreciate that time that we have by ourselves. And I feel that the more we do that, and the more we have that, the more we gain from it, including inspiration and insight. We want to really pay attention to the successes in life, our own successes and the successes of others. Each one of us is on our own path, on our own journey. And likely have had successes that we've not even mentioned to other people. We don't want to forget those things that we've done to help ourselves along. But also we want to be happy for the successes of others. Even if it's something that we don't necessarily agree with. If somebody's been working diligently at something and they succeed, be happy for them. It's easy to do. And your achievements are your own, something that you can recall and use to really energize yourself and to inspire yourself to be more. And in general, this is something that we can use right now is positive energy. And putting positive energy out, not only in the form of actions, like bodily actions, but in the forms of words and thoughts. It's a very good meditation practice to pay attention to every thought that comes out of the mind, making sure that it's positive. There's going to be thoughts happening regardless. We can even try to stifle them and stop the thoughts. But sometimes it's much more educational for us to pay close attention to them and be mindful of every thought that comes from us. And make sure that these thoughts are positive, that the words that we say and use are positive. Like energy, and that's what they are. Make sure that all the energy that comes out from you is positive. And that's a sure way to have all the energy come in to you to be positive as well. What goes out comes in. And we need this exchange of energy. And we don't want to muck it up with negative energy in any way. Positive energy out, and positive energy in. One cannot be comfortable without their own approval. Forgive yourself and let go of the past and move forward forevermore. We'll sit in silence and just make sure that everything that comes up is positive for you. Positive for everyone. Might like to take a couple of nice deep inhalations of air, bring a little life into the body. Bring yourself back to the room. A couple of nice deep inhalations. Bring your palms together in front of you if you like. May each one of us and all beings be well, happy, and peaceful. May no harm come to us. May no difficulties come to us. May we all meet with spiritual and worldly success. May we have the patience, courage, and the understanding to meet and overcome any problems or difficulties that we might face in life.